And then to end on, how does aligning the data transformation with stakeholder engagement impact the organisational culture within a business? And then I guess, what role does leadership have on playing on this and shaping the culture?
That's a great question. It really depends on how articulate the management is in outlining what the new strategy and what the culture should be. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, for example, back in my banking days, I once heard the CEO saying that we were no longer a financial services organization, but rather a technology organization. And
Hmm.
he was actually spot on, because, I mean, it was not so much about providing, let's say, the right financial products to the customers, but 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 having the capacity or the ability to understand who the customer is, based on analytics and martech and digital
Yeah.
interactions, etc., so that you can actually understand who it is that you're talking to and provide him not with the right product, but with the right solution that fits his needs.
Mm.
So it's not a matter of just giving you, this product because it seems that it fits you, but based on what I understand are your needs, I think that this comprehensive solution would actually help you, not just now, but for the time to come. So yeah, so if management can understand how to combine all of those elements to drive the organization towards that end goal, I'm sure that it will be easier for
Mm.
the rest of the organization to get on board on that journey and accompany the management in that journey.
Yeah, no, definitely. It does feel like, I guess, well, obviously transformation's been, yeah, always there, but since the pandemic, that does seem like it's been a big drive since, oh, especially on the digital aspect. I guess now you got remote workers, and then I guess all the new advancements within data analytics. It's, yeah, driving this forward for businesses.
Yeah, actually, there was a very interesting piece at the beginning of the pandemic. McKinsey there was a podcast actually from McKinsey, and two of their top partners, they were talking about how companies were going to survive the pandemic with all the people being locked up in their houses.
Hmm.
And one of them was saying something interesting. I mean, this recovery will look like in the shape of a K, where the companies that are, let's say, equipped to adapt quickly to this new digital world that we're living in, will be going on the path that is pointing upwards. And all of those companies that take too long to react or don't have the means to
Hmm.
adopt new digital technologies and new digital ways of doing things will actually be pointing, or we will be, cruising through the path that is pointing downwards. And as I
Yeah.
thought that was, and actually that promoted, I mean, not that podcast, but I mean that way of thinking promoted this massive adoption of all these gadgets that we use today. I mean, our smartphones, and how we interact with companies
Yeah.
digitally. And consumers are not going or not doing so many walk-ins into shops, for example, as they're doing more buying online. And I mean, yeah, Amazon arrives to my doorstep pretty much every other day, whereas in the past we used to go more to shops than
Yeah.
before. So yeah, I mean, the pace of change that we've gone through over the past three years, it's been crazy. And it just looks so slow, as opposed to what it's going to look in the future with all of this change that we're going through.
Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting times ahead, and I think it's also, yeah, it's good. Good for business, obviously, to drive these efficiencies, productivity. Obviously, you want to optimize your costs as much as possible, really, don't you? So then you can invest in other areas, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, now more than ever, devil is in the detail, as they say. So, like I said, like started saying at the beginning of the podcast, I mean, you start with looking at what does your strategy look like. Now,
Yeah.
how are you equipped at the moment from an operations and technology perspective to service that strategy? And then the gaps translate into the transformation journey that you have to go through. But the data that feeds into all of those new processes, new transformation, is the key or the gold or the pot of gold in making sure that the success will come. Otherwise, you may have the best of processes, but if the data is just not there, yeah, there is the gasoline based car with the diesel being fed. It's not going to run very far.
No, I agree. And I mean, that's why there's big emphasis now, isn't there, on like data management for businesses. They're looking to how can they get more out of their data. That's just been evident for all our clients. It's just that's where they're driving. If they want to get more, because like I say, data is the new oil, as they say.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely, it definitely is.
Brilliant. Cool. Well, thanks for being on the podcast. You shared some great insights, and it's been really interesting to have you on.
Thank you for the invite. I really enjoyed the conversation, and feel free to reach out if you have any more questions.
Brilliant. Thank you, Roberto.
All right. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.